Welcome back to another episode of Wayward Home and a new season of Wayward Home. This time, it's on a whole new world. You've never been on this world before, and I've literally created so much stuff at this point. You're like, this is so cool, this is awesome. I'm just showing you a little bit of what I've created so far. This is not even impressive right here. Plain simple, this was my starter base. I just straight up left it early on to go to my main base. So this first episode I'm going to show you around the map and what I've created so far, and then we'll go from there and most likely do a good bit of projects and kind of show you what project I'm working on right now, because it's a pretty big one and one of the things that I'm also working on at the same time as that big project. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to be showing y'all is my little castle right here. And you're like, man, this is nothing much. This is like just my ice castle right here. This is the only thing that gets me ice. So, but I want to show y'all what I want to be showing. Right to my main base, right here. This whole entire thing used to be the trading hall right here. And there's nothing much left of it because I moved all the villagers into the place right across from it, right here. And this build took me a long time to actually build at this point, due to how massive it is and how many rooms there are that I have to fill with it. Overall, this is a fun one. Like very complex a little bit, but like very detailed too. But this first place, nothing much right here, but a little occupation center for my sheep and all that kind of stuff, just to come get some wool and stuff whenever I need it. And you can see where the old villagers used to be at. And that's really it with what's ever going on over here at this point, because there's nothing much, just a bunch of cats too. But and I have this like small village that I kind of just boarded up and everything, hoping to put villagers in there, but didn't come to fruition because of the new updates and just how much harder villagers are just with stuff. So I've just been protecting them. But this is my villager trading hall. Not crazy impressive at all. It's just like there to help more than anything. And like I didn't really take down these villagers at all. I just found the best ones, which I think my mending one right over here is the best one. That's my fortune 3, and then mending, yep, right there. So my villager breeder is right there, and I have these steps right here with little fences underneath, so I can just go up without even trying, which is actually pretty cool. So let's get to my main castle, which is actually pretty big overall. I kind of want to take y'all to there. I want to take you to the top first and then go down there. So that place right there is my piglin farm, where I get XP and gold from. And this is like the open courtyard for my base on the front. There's nothing over here really, except for like a bunch of rooms. Going to show y'all that. It's connected to that part, so. But this is my room. Actually pretty nice, pretty cool. I have some quotes from a couple of my friends and stuff, and me also. But this is kind of more of a relic room and everything, and it shows you what I've built and some old builds like Herobrine that I never really tried, but it's just a cool relic to have in like this little museum place. And then up there, nothing much except for like maps and stuff. Down here was going to be a furnace room and nothing much else than that. And then all the way, if I can figure myself around, if I can figure myself a way to get all the way up, that's the question. Right here, this is my main thing right here. Let's do that again. My dudes, come right up. I needed one more piston for that, which I haven't really finished that, so that's the only thing that needs to be left on this whole entire build, which I didn't really care too much about. But this is my whole entire storage room and all that kind of stuff, just with all my good goods, and then my huge fish tank right there. Now, I want to show you the best part about this whole entire thing. That's right down the middle. When we go through that little hallway that I showed or told you all about, that I was going to show you all next. Now, this is the hallway right here to a amazing place that took me a while to build, and it's one of my most impressive builds when it comes down to it. And it's this room of all the biomes, or a good amount of biomes, and it's just pretty detailed and very cool. And I have my cactus farm right here, just kind of blended into the build. I was going to put my piglin farm right there, my gold farm, technically, and do that, but it didn't really work out because I have another one over there. And I have my, I don't even know, arcane biome right there. And then this was going to be like a birch also, but I have it right there instead. And then my sugarcane and my pumpkins over there, which is not much. But I have the jungle that goes straight down the middle and all the way up, with my peak blossom biome right there before we get to the top, which is crazy cool. And you're like, where's the aquatic stuff? Yeah, there's aquatic stuff up there. Waterfall goes down, waterfall goes down, but we have my little aquatic thing right here with all the ocelots in it too. I would put fish in here, but those things do not get or go well with those things, or with ocelots and turtles. Ocelots, or whatever they're called, will just kill the fish and stuff instead of being friendly, so that would not be very fun to do. So I just put all the fish up there. So secondly, I'm gonna go over here and show you my little courtyard with the little village right here. It's nothing too much due to the village kind of being done with and abandoned for a little bit. I was trying to make this like a little town, a market, but there's nothing. But you have the view of the Japanese inspired castle. And if you're thinking what that is right there, I was gonna make that as an ice thing, or just a tower that goes very high up and just be an eyesore, kind of cool monument, just reaching the world height. That's massive, and lost a lot of stone, so like I needed to get more and kind of stop for a little bit, but most likely we'll restart that, or not restart it, but continue that project in a little bit. And this is my whole entire castle right there with my villager iron farm right over here. Very janky, but it works and gives me so much iron. Now this build is one of my favorites when it comes to the world, and this build is something that I usually build on any world that I create, due to being kind of more interactive and something that you can compete with your friends on a world, even though this is more of a single player world that none of my friends hop on, just by myself, just for me. But I still build it anyways, just because it's one of my favorite things to do. This Olympic type style stadium. On my realm I had with my friends, I built one of these and built a huge stadium on each side, but it was not fully finished. And so this time I was like, okay, I'm not going to do stands, but I want to make it more Olympic style, where there's going to be a javelin throwing right there and a lot of other stuff around it instead of just stands. So it's less stands but more build and track events. But look at this from above. This is all 100 blocks wide, or in length, right here, and then maybe 50 blocks, 50 or 100 that way too. So if you ever want to do it, I can most definitely post all the chords and dimensions of this, because I've literally copied this off of a photo when they did the Minecraft Olympics years ago, the early one Minecraft Olympics. So we are getting on to this part, which is the Olympic swimming pool. The only bad thing about this is that there's not that much lighting in it. The lighting in here is pretty terrible, but the building itself is very awesome. It took me a little bit to build this. I had to dig this all out and everything, and got the lanes and everything pretty much done. And this is before my PS5 crashed, so when I was building this, built it all up, I had to stop because my PS5 crashed and never got to finish this Olympic diving things, which actually work, which is actually pretty cool. You hit these spots on the mat or in the water, and the wires collect the data on where you're at and tell you how many points you get per event. So that's one of the cool things about this diving pool, because the higher you go up, the harder it is, and the shorter, the easier. And then this one is just more based off the time. And then javelin, I want to do it over there a little bit after I build my house up on the hill, which is going to be a rendition on my previous Run with the Bros of that mansion right over there, mansion on that world, which is going to be actually pretty cool. Hopefully I can maybe show it on the screen, but maybe not. But if you want to go look at that, that was a cool series that I did, maybe 10 episodes, 10-12 episodes of, with Peyton, Raphael, Alex, and a couple other dudes that never really came up onto the series as much compared to like Peyton, Raphael, and Alex. But there's a lot of crazy builds on there. If you ever want to go check it out, it's still on my playlist, and it's called Run with the Bros, if you ever want to go see it. Lastly, on my world that I want to be showing you before I show you the nether and what I have built there so far, is my newest project. It's this massive drained out part of the ocean, not a drained part out of one of those things over there, like an ocean monument, but just a drained out part of the ocean in the center of the ocean. So I can do a lot of farms, spawners, and XP generators, and collect a lot of resources just through this area without going far in different places. It's a huge project that I want to take on, and it's never going to be done due to how much I can put on this little platform that's going to be stretched out as wide or as far as I want it to, and down as far or high as I want it to also. But it's something pretty cool to look forward to due to how many farms I'll be creating on this thing. And I'll be working on this here and there, adding new things, which I'm not going to show y'all what I do on the clearing out, because that's very, very boring. But I am going to show y'all what I have done so far with these areas down here. This area right down here leads to the ancient city, which is... Is this the ancient? No, this is the end right there. The end is right there, all the way down like 9,000 blocks, something like that. 9,000 by 3,000, something like that. Which is crazy to build and do all the way down there, but not too crazy at all either, because this is a base that's supposed to get you to everything. And then this one, if you guess, hopefully right, is the ancient city. Just like I said before, thinking that one was the ancient city, this is the ancient city going on down about maybe 4,000 blocks down, which is not bad at all either, which I can lead a warden all the way down to that point right there, and maybe transport him somewhere within here for a defense. But we are going to go to the end, or not the end, a nether, to go see that before I let y'all go for this. Nether hub is crazy, and one of the coolest builds based off the Hermitcraft season 5, I think, or 7, where they do another hub and have the map underneath. As of right now, it's a huge, massive opening, not as big as what they do on the Hermitcraft, because that would be maybe double the amount of space compared to this one. But I'm just making it simple, or not too simple, because this took me a while, but simpler compared to the Hermitcraft series, and just made it a little bit smaller and have the same thing but on a smaller scale. This is my whole entire nether hub as it is as of right now, and something I'll be building on more and more as we go throughout the series. And all the way down there, if you're wondering what is this hall, is a furnace room for all the smelting that I need on this world, just by collecting lava, and it's so easy. So finally, I'm going to end the episode today, but thank you for all watching the new WayWardHome season so far, on episode 1 of season 2 of WayWardHome, where I'm going to do all this new stuff and build so much more on this world, just like we did on my Pocket Edition world, which if you want to go see that, is still listed down in the description and under some playlist. But I'll see y'all in the next episode of WayWardHome, or one of the new series that could be coming up in a little bit, which is going to be awesome, and I'm looking so much forward to. But I'll see y'all in 2 or 3 days when the next episode comes out. Bye.